Hi, this is Zak Mir with the US Chartbreakers here at Zak's Traders Cafe for Monday, the 27th of October. Starting off with the S&P, which obviously had a great end, or a very good end to last week. We gapped higher and heading towards the top of that rising trend channel from April. You could even dare to dream of the 7,000 level by the end of next month, backed by the way that we've had effectively 3 RSI 50 rebounds over the course of October. Obviously, there was an overshoot to the downside there towards 40, but in fact, that even helped the overall look here. And upside value while we're above the 6750 area. And ideally, we don't go anywhere below the floor of the channel there now at 6600, level with the 50-day moving average just around that zone. The Nasdaq is next, and here the Nasdaq 100, and here a similar gap here, but the market heading towards the top of that rising trend channel from back in April. The level there up to 25,800. We're looking for that in coming days, I suppose. Best case scenario target by the end of November up to 26,600, which is a late January resistance line projection. And once again, we've got those, at least 3 RSI 50 plus rebounds over the recent past, indicating strong momentum. If there is any downside, it should hopefully be capped by the floor of the channel on the 50-day line, 24,200. Moving on to the stocks and a few repeats, which is normally good. Abits is first, and here we've had a nice rebound off the 50-day, rising 50-day line there at around the $6.20 level. You can see that we've got that rising trend channel, which I drew previously, a March rising trend channel. Shares didn't quite get to the top of it, but the top of the channel is currently heading towards the $11.80 zone. We're looking for that by the end of next month, while we remain above recent resistance on the way down around the $8 level. Moving to another situation, which hopefully will have legs, community health systems. And here we've gapped up through recent resistance, recent July resistance around the $3.97 area. Above that area, looking for the top of the channel, a rising trend channel from June as high as $5.30 by the end of next month. Ideally, we stay on the right side of the top of that gap there, around the $3.80 mark. A frequent flyer in the recent past has been Datavault, and you can see here why. We've got the shares well above the second target there, the red line, $2.30. Above that, looking for a best case scenario target. In fact, a little bit higher than I've drawn there, because the peak previously up to the September peak from last year. $4 the target there by the end of next month, or even sooner. In fact, the way things are going, we might even get there by the end of this month, while we remain above the October resistance there, $3.10. One to watch over the near term is New Era Helium, and here you can see why. Second target there, which was around the $5.80 level. Now looking for a best case scenario target as high as $8.40 by the end of next month, while we remain above recent broken resistance around the $5 mark. Moving on to NextTrip, and here you can see a rising trend channel base of $5.20, the top of the channel there. Obviously, we've got resistance up to $6, so one can factor that in if one is a positive on the stock. 200-day line just below the $4 level. Above that, looking for $5.20 and then up to $6, $6.50 in fact, by the end of next month. We still have lots of looks at the Newegg, but obviously the rug was pulled back in August. Now we're sort of regrouping. We've broken back above recent resistance around the 60 cents level, and looking for a former previous resistance line target, in this case up to towards the $1.10 level, hopefully by the end of next month. So maybe we can reverse the post-August pullback that the shares had. I looked at the following stocks a few days ago, Tianci, and here you can see that we got decent consolidation at and around the 50-day line there at 73 cents. And we've also got double RSI 50 rebounds in the recent past. So this makes it look as though the shares are ready to head up to the top of that broadening triangle base from July, as high as $1.50 by the end of next month or even sooner. We have covered the next stock before, quite recently, Sagimet. Here we've got a rising trend channel and broken through recent resistance around the $8.80 level. Certainly while we're above that, looking for up to $13 by the end of next month. In fact, that line may be a bit higher than I've drawn, so up towards $14 by the end of next month. at least while we remain on the right side of $8 as a sort of wider stop loss zone. USBC is next, and here rising trend channel base. We've just pushed above RSI 50. We've gapped up off the floor of the channel there, which is always a nice thing to do. And while we're above recent broken resistance around 91 cents, looking for a best case scenario target at the top of that channel there, which is towards the $1.80 level, and looking for that by the end of next month. If you're cautious, you wait for an end of day close through the rising 200-day line there at 117 cents, but $1.17. But with the RSI 50 breakout and the market above the 50-day line at 99, it looks as though the shares are on their way. Finishing off with X4, and here got a situation. We've got a rising trend channel base, top of the channel there, level with the 200-day line at $6.10, and we're looking for that by perhaps by the end of next month, especially while we can remain above the 50-day line there at $3.34. That's it from me today. More updates tomorrow.